Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In the previous video, we have seen the practical implementation, theoretical about the volume concept. There are three types of volume storages, that is volume mount, bind mount, and also the storage types. That is another last one is the tempfs. So the first one we will try to see about the volume mount. So for this one, I already told you that the volume mount, if you are trying to use the storage type as a volume mount, then I have told you that the data will be stored in a Docker area, and the Docker area where we can find it by using the docker info command. So now I am here in the practical implementation here like this, and I am using the command docker info. If you try to check this docker info, now you will be able to see the docker root directory that is available in var/lib/docker. So this is the docker directory. Now that means the docker directory is available here, and if you try to check here ls-l/var/lib/docker, if you try to see here, so we don't have a permission for this one. So for this one, what we need to do, we need to log in as a root sudo -i. I will give test 1 2 3 4. So let's try to go with this. Sudo also we can try it, but I am trying to show you ls-l, or we will try to go cd/var/lib/docker. And if I try to do the ls, so here you will be able to see ls-l. So these are all the details we will be having, and in this one we will be having the volumes, and this is the containers where the containers will be stored, and this is the place where the images will be stored, and this network details will be stored. We'll try to learn about this network also after completion of the volumes thing. So this is the directory where the volumes will be stored, and if I try to check the volumes here, and if you try to check the ls-l, so there are two files, so don't consider about these files. So right now the volumes we are having like this. And how can we check what are the volumes available in our Docker host machine? The command which we will be using is the docker volume. And if you try to see docker volume, and these are the methods, or these are the commands that are available, these are the options that are available for the volume. And if you try to see here, first one is the create, that means it will create a volume, and inspect, it will inspect the volume. So how you will be trying to check docker image inspect, docker container inspect. In the same scenario for the docker volume also we have a inspect option. And ls means it will give you all the list of the volumes, and prune means if some of the volumes we are not using, it means it will remove those all unused local volumes. And r means if you want to remove one or more volumes means then you will be using this one. If you want to know more details about this create command means, so what you can do, it is docker volume create, and you can use --help option. Now you will be able to see it like this. So fine. So now if you want to check what are the volumes that are available means, so you can use docker volume ls. So right now we don't have any volumes, so none of the volumes are there in this one. So by using this docker volume ls, we can able to see the volume. And if you want to check the container also, docker container ps-a, so we don't have any containers also. So now let's try to create a container. Before creating the container, I will try to create a volume, and that volume needs to be linked with the container. So for that one, what we need to do it is, so here I will be using something like docker volume, and what is the command we need to use? That is nothing but create option. So create, and we need to give the volume name. So for this one I will be using nginx-data. So this is the volume name which I am trying to give. Okay, so I will be trying to create a nginx container, and in that nginx container I will try to give this option. Now here I will try to give it, and this is the nginx-data. And now if you try to check docker volume ls, and this is the volume name. Now we will try to create the container, and using that container we will link the container to this volume. So now here docker container run -d detached mode, and I will try to give the container name as nginx-container, and I will give the port forwarding also 8090 is to 80 port, and we need to give the volume here. So the volume we need to provide. So the volume we can provide using the -v, or also -mount also we can use it. I am giving -v. What is the volume I need to link it? nginx-data. Okay. So this is the volume I need to link, and to which folder or to which directory inside the container I want to link to this volume. That is nothing but nginx-data /user/share/nginx. This is the folder which I want to link it. nginx-data to the /user/share/nginx. Fine. And now what I want to do it here, so I want to give the image name. Okay, I will be giving the engine. That's it. So now the container has been created. Now if you try to check this one, so whether the container is running or not, so you can check it, docker container ps. Now you will be able to see that the container is running. Fine. Now let's try to check the docker volume ls. So here we are having this nginx data, right? If you want to check the details, the data, whether it is stored or not, so you need to check docker, sorry. So we are in the volumes data, right? ls. So you can see that nginx-data, the new folder has been created. That is nothing but the volume. Let's go into the nginx-data, and if you try to check ls-l, and here you will be having underscore data. Okay, let's go into this underscore data, and if you try to check, so we will be having again another HTML. Okay, so we need to link it to the nginx/html. Okay, fine, let's leave it. So fine, let's go to the HTML, and inside this one ls-l, you will be able to see index.html and this one. So that means the nginx, it is routed to here. So now let's try to see whether we can able to see the output or not. Let's try to see. And if I try to refresh this page 192.168.0.13.8090, we are able to see welcome to nginx. Now what I will try to do it is, I will try to edit this data. That is nothing but in the HTML you are having index.html, right? So I will try to do vi index.html, and I will try to change this data. So what I will try to do is, I will try to delete this all the entire thing. Let's see whether it will work or not. So I am deleting this entire code, and I will write only one thing, that is nothing but h1 welcome, sorry, I will write h1 welcome to the docker volume nginx data. So just I will try to give it. That's it. So now I will save it. That's it. So I will not restart the content, not anything. Let's try to refresh this page, whether I can able to see the output or not. If you try to see here, see the data, we are able to see. So this is how we can we can create the container and we can link it to the volume. So now let's try to create another one. This is nothing but docker container run -d, and what I will try to do is, I will use --name nginx. I will try to create a container, another container. So why I am trying to create another container is, so when I try to so the volume, the single volume, we can share it to the multiple containers. The single volume can be shared with the multiple containers. I will try to show you that. So now I am creating another container, and I will try to map that same volume to this container. Let's try to see whether we can do it or not. So here what I will try to do is, I am creating nginx-container 2. I am create like this, and we will mount the nginx-data to the same folder. That is nothing but /user/share/nginx. Okay, that's it. And we will give the port forwarding. So we already used this 1890, so I am using the 1990 port, and I will give the image name. That's it. So now if I try to create it, the container has been created. Now let's try to see the output for this one. So 1990 port. So this is normal, and if you try to check with the 1990 port, here I am using the 1990. Now if you try to see here, we are able to see the same output for these two nginx containers. We are able to see the same output. So that means the same volume is shared by the two containers. Now what I will try to do it is, let's go here, and I will try to change this data. vi index.html. Now here I will try to write. So here I will write hi Leela, like this I will try writing, and I will save it. Now I will try to refresh this page. If you refresh this page, immediately we are able to see hi Leela, and if I try to refresh this page, then this one is also hi Leela. So that means the same data or the same directory is shared by the multiple containers. So that means we can create a volume from the container, and we can share the volume mount to the multiple containers also. We have seen it. So now what I will try to do it is, I will try to delete these two containers, and let's see that whether the data will be existing or not. So let's go here, and I will delete these two things, docker container rm-f nginx-container and nginx-container 2. I am deleting with these both the things. So both the things has been deleted. Now if you try to check the output, so index.html still is existing. Now I will create again. So I am creating the again another one, that is nothing but, so this nginx container 2 only I am creating. Now if I try to refresh this page, so you will not able to see the output for this one. See, both are not existing. So site can't be reached. Now I will try to create a container that is nothing but 1990. And if I create it like this, and if you go here into this code and you will refresh this page, see, we are able to see welcome to the Docker volume. Whereas this one doesn't exist. Why? Because we have created only another container. So in this way, the data which you have mounted in the volume mount will not be deleted or will not be lost when you delete the container also. So this is how we will be creating the volumes and mapping the volumes to the containers. And I already told you that the containers, the volumes is also, we can give it as a read-only data to the containers also, right? In the next video, I will try to show you how we can do that one. Hope you understood about this container volume concept. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.